player falls out with the club, it's hopeless, really, isn't it? Because, as you probably said earlier, we can't see how he could possibly continue to play now for Newcastle. I mean, Eddie Howe, he can refuse to release him, perhaps, but he's not going to be able to. He knows he's got a player who's very unhappy, very unsettled, who probably won't give his best if he is selected or comes on as a sub because of his mental state about it all. So, this is one of the things. I mean, we think back to the era of Alex Ferguson, who widely was considered probably the best and most successful manager we've ever produced in he's Scottish, isn't he, in the UK? Great manager. But in a way, from what we understood, he operated a bit of a system of fear, didn't he? Because, he would kick things around the dressing room if things went wrong, and he'd give people what they called the hairdryer treatment. And a lot of people have said since those days, he retired, didn't he, in 2013, though he still goes to all the games, good for him. But a lot of people said those days couldn't come back because players now tend to have most of the power. And that's probably true, in the sense that this is exactly what happens. I mean, if someone comes knocking, if a better, bigger club comes knocking, as we found with Trent Alexander-Arnold, it does, as they say, turn the player's head a bit. Their agent says, look, Real Madrid want you, or Liverpool want you in this case. And you can't say that to an ambitious footballer, a young footballer, knowing he'll get a massive pay rise as well, no doubt, a good signing on fee possibly, and playing for a better club, a bigger club, which clearly Liverpool is. It's hard to say, well, the player should still remain totally loyal to Newcastle. No, I don't. In most walks of life, if you can progress up a ladder of whatever you're doing, then it will be sensible to take it. So players, therefore, tend to have the power. A manager and a club know that if they get an upset player, they've as good as lost him. He's not going to give himself fully to that club anymore. So I'm not sure why Eddie Howe, who is, I think, an excellent manager, why he's sort of taking this view he is. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes you've got to cut your losses, acknowledging that perhaps player power, they've got most of the cards. Let him go. You don't want an unhappy player. Let him go. And if Liverpool are prepared to pay 110 or 130 million, then that can't be a bad thing for Newcastle, who will probably get, let's face it, they could buy 2 or 3 decent Premier League footballers to replace him. So I don't understand why Eddie Howe seems to be taking the view he is, if he is. But I think, again, we probably don't ever really hear the full background story to these things, because it just doesn't seem to make sense why, let him go. He says he doesn't want to stay there. The fans won't take to him anymore anyway. So they may as well cash in. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. My own view is he will go to Liverpool. I think he'll go there for whatever the figure, and he'll be a good player for them. Whether he will live up to the hype about him, because of course all this stuff that's been going on kind of increases the hype around him. So once he does get there, if he does, there will be a high expectation on him to produce the goods, and perhaps he will. But I wouldn't put him in my I'm just trying to think, my top 10 list of Premier League players over the last 10 years. Perhaps I would, but I don't think I would. So he's not a great player. He may become a great player. Player. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Liverpool will end up signing him in the next few days. I could be wrong, though.
Well, You never know. The thing is, the world of football transfer is so dynamic. You can't predict it. It's just, you
No,
know,
no, you can't.
can't. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I certainly take your side on, him not being a great player. He's a good player, but is he a great player? No.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I certainly take that side. Now, a lot of changes seem to have happened in your team. And because I can remember when you played the Community Shield Cup, Berry Chiesa was there.
Yeah,
Um,
he played.
and now is he gone to Tottenham?
It sounds like he is. I think a fee, as far as the things I've read are concerned, a fee of 60 million has been agreed, which some say he should be a bit more than that. I think his the clause, the escape clause in his contract, which I think expired last week,
Right.
um, was it may have been 68 million. So if he goes for 60, well, that's still a good amount. I think most Palace fans will be disappointed because he's a bit of a talisman type player.
Mm,
He can win a game by a flash of genius,
yeah.
and yeah, I think a lot of Palace fans weren't expecting him to play last week against Chelsea at the weekend, which perhaps brings us to another element of that game, and that was
Right.
the Eze's disallowed goal.
Right.
Now, it was ridiculous, really, because when it became known that it had been disallowed, I mean, the ref announced it. As I think they're obviously going to do that from now on.
Mm,
They'll announce why VAR or whatever has disallowed a goal or allowed it. It
yeah.
was on the basis of to me, a very obscure law, football law, which came into being in 2019. And this law
Right.
basically said that in a free kick, and the defending team produce a wall of at least three players. If it's three or more players, then there can be no one from the team that's won the free kick within within a yard or brackets it said a meter. Well, they're two different things, but that's perhaps being a bit pernickety. But
Mm,
within a yard, say, of the wall. Now, what happened? There was a player pushing with Gay as was lining up for the free kick, and Gay was pushing back. Now you've seen that a million times.